We're here at the beautiful Wingate by Wyndham in Miramar, Florida, and we're going to start our final day on tour by visiting the Miami Heat.
Then we're going to visit the world-famous agency Crispin, Porter, and Bogusky. After that, we're going to unwrap the Flex and spend a wonderful weekend in South Beach.
We're here at American Airlines Arena. We're gonna go in and talk to the good people at Miami Heat. Watch out, it's gonna get hot in here.
Hey, we're at American Airlines Arena with the social media interactive communications team for the Miami Heat. So let's introduce yourselves. What do you guys do for the Miami Heat?
I'm Lorianne, and I am the Director of Marketing, Communications, and Advertising for the Heat. 2010-11 will be my 11th season.
I am Jennifer Tobias, and I am the Director of Interactive Marketing and New Media for the Miami Heat, and this will be my 7th year.
Awesome. Social media, I think, played a large part in making all of this happen, pulling everything together, certainly as it relates to Dwayne Wade, and pulling together the community. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We launched our We Want Wade campaign, which was its own standalone site, which was essentially a big social media experiment where we wanted fans to tell Wade himself why he needed to stay in Miami. So we invited them to send in videos, send in tweets using the hashtag We Want Wade, Facebook messages, emails, I believe voicemails. It was just an all-out attack. We wanted him to know that the city of Miami wants you to stay. So that was an incredible thing, and it kind of gave something our fans to rally behind, and we saw huge success with that, obviously, because he re-signed and he brought 2 new guys with him. So it worked out great.
There's so much passion in sports and and fans on the positive side and the negative side. So we're from the Northeast, and as we're coming down, we're tweeting that we're going to go visit the Miami Heat. I have a couple of memorable tweets. Please kick LeBron in the cube for us. Ask them why they hate Cleveland. So there's a lot of hate out there too. Like, how do you deal with that in the social media sphere?
I think that you have to pick your battles because everyone has a soapbox that they're standing on now. You can choose to address them or you can choose not to, because you said it, people get emotional over sports, and it's just such a delicate thing. But as much as they feel that way, we have just as much excitement on our end to balance that off. So there's only so much you can do.
I mean, if you're living in the South Florida community, obviously there's not a whole lot of hate here. You know, there's a lot of love, and you're right. I mean, sports is a passionate thing, and people feel very strongly about it. But what can I say? I mean, we're very subjective here. We're really happy to have those 3 guys here, and we're thoroughly enjoying it.
Let's go back to the night of the LeBron announcement.
Sure, we're cool with that.
Huge night in the social media sphere. You guys got a little bit of criticism for not tweeting or updating the website right away. If you were to go back, would you have done anything differently?
You know, I was here. I watched it from my desk, and we did get a lot of criticism. But at the same time, everyone else was telling our story as well. We sort of thought, yeah, you guys know what happened. We, from a team standpoint, there's certain things we can and can't say. At that point, he said that no contract had been signed.
Correct.
So we can't announce that this is formally happening. No papers have been signed, which is, something that even held up the big giant event that we put on the very next day, that giant party, because no paperwork had been signed. So it's a delicate thing, and some of it we have to take a back seat because of basketball, because we're business, and when we're like, this is a story, we need to get this out. There's also a lot going on behind the scenes and a lot of red tape, and so we have to tread lightly in that. And I saw that. I did see that we did catch some heat, but they all knew, and they were all talking about it themselves, and so I sort of thought, but why? You guys know what happened. So.
All right, so we know we need to follow Miami Heat on Twitter. Where else should we go? Who else should we follow?
Facebook.com/Miami Heat, Twitter.com/Miami Heat, Heat.com.
right, Jennifer, Lorianne, thanks so much for spending time with Humongo.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Last stop on tour, Crispin, Porter, Bogusky. Let's go inside. All right, we are at CPB Miami here with Eric and Mason. What do you guys do here?
I'm the Chief Operating Officer, and which means that kind of CPB is my client. And so I do everything that's on the non-advertising side, from legal to finance to HR.
And I'm a group account director on Burger King, so Burger King is my client.
We've just got a tour of your space, which is absolutely awesome. And we were talking about some of the fun spaces that you've created and how you're encouraging people to get out of their offices. What's your philosophy behind that?
Well, I think for all of us, I mean, is to have a work environment that is that encourages people, to get out and interact. And advertising, we like to say, is a team sport, and you need intersections between the creatives, between account people, between producers, between media, everybody. And we all contribute to this, and so the more that we're out talking to each other, the more that's going to happen.
And to that point, you've got video conferencing systems hooked up with all of your offices, and even in your lobby, you have access points to lobbies of your other offices. Do you see a lot of that interaction going on?
We probably use, we have them in common spaces. We also have them as one-to-one, desktop, and we probably use them more for that. The things that you're not seeing when you're getting the tours, people using them as you would use an old desk phone, which is the best of being able to maintain personal connections, actually see someone and see their body language when you're talking to them like we are right now. But what's also neat is that in the common spaces, they're almost treated like passing somebody in a hallway. So you've never really lost, even though someone geographically is not here with you, you've never really lost a connection to them. So in that sense, there's kind of an indirect benefit of passing by them and still feeling like we're all working in the same place, even if we're not physically, under the same roof.
You guys have done some work on the Burger King account that pretty much the entire rest of the industry is absolutely jealous of. What do you attribute the great ideas to, and/or getting those ideas to fruition?
Honestly, it's not one thing. It's really a perfect storm of a lot of different factors. You need to have clients that are interested in producing groundbreaking work. You have to have those ideas themselves that come from us and come from other places, and sometimes come from clients themselves. You have to embrace some kind of calculated risks, that there's going to be a benefit to doing work that creates conversations out in culture. The list goes on from there. There has to be a belief that there's no silver bullet. You have to have 100 silver bullets. It goes on and on. And what we've done with Burger King is pretty magical. I think that a lot of those factors came together at the right time, and the work has shown that, I think, and we're very proud of that.
How have you been able to keep employees for a longer career? And that this is an industry where employees move from agency to agency to agency, and in many agencies, the only way for somebody to move up or to get noticed is to move to another agency. What have you done here to combat that and to keep people for a longer period of time?
I remember early on, one of the partners said that all we can do is create an environment where great work can live. And so if we all work towards that, people may come in and out underneath that philosophy, and maybe we can keep a higher retention rate than other places. But I think as long as you keep you stay myopically focused on creating that kind of environment, we should have an advantage by having a place where more people want to work than don't.
One last but very important question. Where's the king right now?
If I told you that, I literally would have to kill you. No, the king is probably having out with another icon right now, if I had to guess. Things aren't. He's gone his separate ways from Brooke Burke. That was in the past, but I'll have to find out. Maybe I'll send him a text.
Eric, Mason, great. Thanks for spending time with me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Nation 2010. We started off today in Miami at the Miami Heat. Doesn't get hotter than that. We learned about some of the challenges in dealing with athletes who are now using social media. And then we moved over to CP&B, one of, if not the most famous agency in our business, and learned a little bit about what it takes to make the special sauce that is CP&B. Now we're gonna wrap the tour and unwrap the flex. We'll see you in Humongo Nation 2011.
Beautiful vehicle, it's time to take it down.
Humongo Nation!
Humongo Nation!
We'll see you in 2011.